Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. Please big up to everyone who's supporting Sarcasm City TV as always. Hope everyone's enjoying their Monday as well. You know what I'm saying? Hope everyone's had a good day at work or whatever you've been doing today. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. Hit the like button on the video. Share this across all of the socials as well. Make sure you do that. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Make sure you do that. It is road to 7K people. Let's bump up the likes, get us into double figure likes. And like I said, continue to subscribe to the channel as well. Mixed week. Extreme couldn't have been more of a mixed week last week for Manchester United through to the FA Cup final, which I'll be talking about, and out of the Europa League in the quarterfinal at the quarterfinal stage to Sevilla. When I spoke on this show, not in particular this show, but this show last week, Monday, I said it could be such a great week for Manchester United, or it could be the worst of the worst. And it was mixed. That's what it was. We could have went out of both competitions. We could have went through in both competitions. Or what actually happened when we went out of one and through to the other. I admit I called it completely wrong. I was so adamant and so confident that we were going to beat Sevilla. Brighton was the game I was concerned about. But that's football for you people. That's football for you in a absolute nutshell, where we went out to Sevilla and got past Brighton. Like that's just what it is. That is football for you people. Sorry, man, just here, sorting out my hair like a diva at the back. But we move. Let's see what you lot are saying in the comment section, because I'll be talking more on the FA Cup semi-final. Big up to Dennis each and every time. Big up Malcolm, who says got that Wembley feeling. Somebody stated as well, Ten Hag has a 100% record at Wembley. Big up to Ed as well, who says, sup my bro. He says, big up the man. Large up to Ed. Flawless, big up to Cartel, who says, Flawless, big up, man. Love your opinions. You're real. When you cooking Babs again, he couldn't handle you on Big Six. Much appreciated, Cartel. I believe you commented on the video after one of the lives. It might have been you. If it's not, I apologize. But love for the kind words. Much appreciated. Whenever I get the shout to go on Big Six, but I loved being on Big Six. Salute to Turkish. Salute to the whole Big Six hierarchy as well. I need to message Turkish to say bless and how appreciative, how much I appreciate that as well. And big up to Rants for the alley-oop on top of that as well. But yeah, me and Babs used to argue all the time on Shameless. So I know what Babs is like. And obviously that's just that Manchester United Arsenal rivalry. It's like me and the Sam, it's the Manchester United Liverpool rivalry. But the thing is about Babs and the thing is about Hassam is I don't have to run agendas and spit jokes in a debate. I can speak facts and it sounds funny. That's what it is. I can talk on Arsenal season and I can talk on a Liverpool season. I can talk about them in the past and I can talk about Arsenal in the past. I can talk about Liverpool in the past as well. Ed said, made a decent bit of change. I bet we won on pens, but responsibly, people. Yes, make sure gamble only if you're over the legal age of wherever you are. And of course, if it is your money as well. Big up to Joe, who says, yo, what's good? Even if Sancho was going to leave, I'm happy he got over the penalty miss in the Euros. I was for sure. I'll get onto the penalties in a second, actually. I'll start with the penalties. Big up Flawless. Any concern going into the Thursday game, or you don't have any, and Man United could beat Spurs 100%? Of course, I have concern because our performances haven't been good. Actually, let me change that. Our performances are inconsistent. So I don't know which Manchester United I'm going to get. And am I going to get the Manchester United who played against Brighton, the Manchester United who played against Sevilla, the Manchester United who played against Newcastle? Or am I going to get the Manchester United who played against Brentford, the Manchester United who played against Everton, the Manchester United who played against Nottingham Forest? We don't know which Manchester United we're going to get. Big up to RJ as well. Love that. Big up to X, who says, big up Flawless, cooking and rattling everyone, including on the Big Six. The thing is, I don't even aim to rattle, or I swear down, I don't aim to cook or aim to rattle people like on Big Six and on other shows. I'm just rarely stating my opinion. And for whatever reason, it annoys people. I don't know if it's because I'm confident in my team. I don't know what that is. I don't know if people expect because United are not where they're supposed to be, that I'm just supposed to be head down and not saying anything and not confident. Like, no, is there still levels to go with this team? Absolutely. But I like what I'm seeing. From what I've seen from the manager in a short time frame, I like it a lot. There's certain players I'm well invested in and I'm big fans of. But like I've said before, I will push the majority of this squad off a cliff. Theoretically, people, not literally. Let's see. Let me get to it. All right, you lot getting the questions in, so I get straight to him. Don't worry about it. So get your Manchester United questions in. Matthew says, bear with me 1 second. Flawless, would you stick with Shaw and Lindelof as centre backs for the rest of the season and leave out Maguire unless injuries? Absolutely. I've spoken in depth many a times on this show about liking Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre back. If he stays and he's back up to Martinez, I have no issue with whatsoever. No issue with it. I actually think he's our third best centre back. I legit do. And he gives us lovely balance there. And I think all season, I've not seen him have a bad game at centre back. There's never been a game I can remember. Maybe you lot will remind me in the chat where I go, yeah, Shaw was terrible today at centre back. All his bad games have been at left back. And he's done well this season, but centre back's his best position, and I like him playing there. So yes, I would stick with Shaw and Lindelof. But I heard that Varane's supposed to be back early May. How true that is, I don't know. Joe R says, I'd actually look at keeping Wan-Bissaka over Dalot. Wan-Bissaka specializes in defending. You can put him against any winger and he would win. I've already spoken on this. That's why I would keep Wan-Bissaka. But I would go and sign a right back and have Wan-Bissaka as the backup to that right back as well. There's a lot of comments coming in. Big up to you lot. Please continue to bump up the likes. Get us up to 20 likes, please. Get us up to 20 likes. Please, again, continue to share across the socials. And on top of those things, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. I'm not even checked if we've got any new subscribers, but hit the subscriber button. I'm going to decide what the subscriber mark is now as this refreshes. And of course, if you super chat as well, I will get straight to your comments, people. I will get straight to your comments if you super chat. We're at 6,334. We're looking for one new subscriber. Get us up to 6,335 as well. But like I said, if you super chat, I'll get straight to it. And link for the membership is in the pinned comment. And on top of the membership as well, that will be going forward the only way you can comment on live streams on the YouTube channel. So all going forward, all the Manchester United watch-alongs this season and next season and so on will be members only, people. It's me giving back to all the members. Like I said, Cartel says, yeah, same guy who commented. I thought so. Big up. Question, though, when are we going to see Ten Hag's philosophy, the Ajax controlling type of football? I think once he gets more of his players, this ain't his team. This is definitely not his team. So I think that's what we're waiting on. And that's why this transfer window is so important. That's why it's so important to get new owners, because these players are just not it. Big up to Joe, says Dalot looks good on the ball, but I think his output's pretty poor. His crossing ain't really that special, and his defending is shaky. I just think he's good overall, but I don't think he specializes in anything. Big up Flawless. Big up to you, United Spurs of America. I am going to get back to you. Don't worry about that. I'll shout you back today. United boss Ten Hag is hopeful that Varane will be fit in time for the FA Cup final against City on June the 3rd. Yeah, hopefully. Proud to be a Geordie, says Bat Spurs getting them out of the top 4 race. We'll see. Facts are triggering to these, man, I swear. Yeah, people rarely do get mad at facts. It's crazy. Or just like when I state my opinion on my team. It's like, no, you don't think that. Yeah, I do. Thoughts on Wan-Bissaka and potentially giving a new contract. I just spoke on it in one of the previous questions. I'm all for it. Keep Wan-Bissaka. Have him as backup. Have him as a specialist for a FA Cup semi-final against Brighton and you're going up against Matoma. Perfect. But then when we're playing Sevilla, maybe you have a first choice right back who's not as good defensively, but is much better going forward. I genuinely wonder what Lindelof would have been without Maguire. He's always been solid without Maguire. Of course, he's been better without Maguire because Maguire is just not good. However, he was good. Yes, I give him his props. He was excellent yesterday. I still stand on everything I've said about Lindelof previously and how he should be number 5. He should be 5th choice at best. But yesterday, he was my man of the match, and I thought he was excellent. I thought he was excellent defensively. Him and Luke Shaw together, solid, but I thought Lindelof was the standout. He was exceptional. Thoughts on saving Varane and Martial for the FA Cup final, even if available. Varane, I hear about saving for the FA Cup final. Martial, we got to take him into form. You know what I'm saying? And that, like 100%. Yeah. Okay, Taza. I was thinking he was there. I was about to block that wasn't, and I realized it was Taza because I read the comment first. I was like, yo, Who is this? Then I realized it was Tazo. I was legit about to go off then about what? But then I realized what it was. But yeah, as I was saying, Martial got to play himself into form because he's not in good form currently. Varane, I understand, and I've seen Ten Hag do that. He did it before a couple of the Europa League games, so that makes sense. I still remember seeing Shaw play left-sided centre-back in a back three versus Barca under Oli, and he looked trash. So to see him so confident in a back four is incredible. Yeah, I can't believe it. It's ridiculous. I think Fred needs to start at the moment. Eriksen is looking a bit off the pace. They were all bad. It's not just him. Casemiro was terrible yesterday. The whole team was bad. Outside of Lindelof, Shaw, give Wan-Bissaka his credit. Dalot was okay. The rest of them, awful. Casemiro, awful. Eriksen, awful. Bruno, awful. Anthony, the best out of a bad bunch. Rashford, awful. Martial, awful. Not good. Just watch the Rio and Vidic interview. Great viewing, flawless. I've not watched it. What is that? Let me know. Let me know. Flawless. If United does get Kim Min Jae, who do you think is going to get dropped from the two, Varane or Lissandro? I think it'll just be back up to Varane and they'll rotate. We've seen Varane get rotated already, and injuries will happen, and Manchester United will play a lot of games as well. Like, for that price, like I said, I've not watched Kim Min Jae like that, but I'm talking profile-wise. Profile-wise, I like Kim Min Jae, and for that price, it's a steal. You go and sign him. You go and sign him. Big up Play Simple. Big up to you as well. United Spurs of America says, when does Garnacho return, and anything in the rumors about him going to Madrid? First I've heard about him going to Madrid is from you right now. In regards to a return, hopefully he's back for the final, because on that big pitch at Wembley, he can play his part. We've seen him play his part in the City when he set up Rashford for the goal. For me, if we end the season with then 10 points of Arsenal, we've had the better season for sure. If they win nothing and finish second, and we just win the Carabao Cup and finish fourth, we've had a better season than them, 100%. Had a much better season than them. Yeah, that shit was wild. Big up to Chris as well. Joa says, I definitely don't think Lindelof is starting quality, but he's perfect as backup. Yeah, like I said, number 5. That's where he should be at, like the 5th choice. What is Bruno's greatest flaw? How long you got? How long you got? How long have you got? His fit, probably from a physical standpoint. Physical, I would say. He doesn't excel at anything physically. Right, they're like out of technical, because I break it down into 3. So technical attributes, mental attributes, physical attributes. Probably his physical attributes probably the worst. He excels at nothing from a physical standpoint. The only thing he excels at physically is stamina. It's the only thing. That's legit. So probably that. Now everything is put to bed until the FA Cup and no Europa League. Do you think top 4 is a must now? Even if we would have got through the Europa League to the semi-final, it's still a must. It's still a must because we're one of the 4 best teams in the country, so we should. We have no excuses not to finish in the top 4 within our running and the position we're in currently right now within the league. Let me actually pull up the table. It's in our hands if we win enough games. I think if we win our home games and get a couple draws away from home, we'll finish in the top 4. Let me actually look. I'm having a look here right now. I believe we are 4th with a game in hand. Yeah, so we're currently sat 4th from 59 points, level with Newcastle, having played a game less. But we're 6 points ahead of Spurs with 2 games in hand. We are 8 points ahead of Villa with 2 games in hand. We are 9 points ahead of Liverpool with a game in hand. We should do the business. We're 10 points ahead of Brighton, who are in 8th, and they have a game in hand on us. So if we beat Spurs, we'd be 9 points clear with them with 2 games in hand. We should not get caught. Absolutely not. And Newcastle have a tough running as well. Newcastle's running is not favorable. Yeah, they just battered Spurs and props to them. They play Everton away. Won't be easy. I'd think they'd win, but it won't be easy. Southampton at home, I'd expect them to win. And you play Arsenal at home, that's not going to be easy. You're going away to Leeds, who are fighting for their lives. Brighton at home's not going to be easy. Then you got Leicester at home, who could be fighting for their lives. And then you're away at Chelsea, which mid-table Chelsea, you should be all right. But their fixtures are not easy. Oh, it's on Rio's 5 channel. All right, I'm going to have to check it out. Good teams can win the match even when playing awful. So I think it's a testament for your squad going forward to win that match versus Brighton. That's how we played a lot of the time this season. Not playing well, but being defensively resilient and just hanging in the game. That's what won us that game. That's 100% what won us that game. It's us just being defensively resilient. That's legit. And that's legit what it is. Because our performance against Brighton was not too far away, was very, very similar to Sevilla. Piss poor. It was a piss poor performance. The performance was awful. The only difference is we didn't make any defensive mistakes and give Brighton a goal. Because did Brighton dominate the ball and dominate possession, and were they the better side? Absolutely. And they moved the ball better and put together more team moves and had pretty patterns. And yeah, 100%. But like I always say, we played 2 hours of football. We watched 2 hours of football. How many clear-cut chances did Brighton create? The Welbeck header, the one where the number 21, I think he's called Undav. I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name right. He miscontrolled the ball. Outside of that, what did they create in 2 hours of football? That's what it is. That's on Brighton. So you have to criticize Brighton for failing to create, even though you're having that much possession over 2 hours. And you have to praise Manchester United from a defensive standpoint. Because defensively, we were very good and we limited them. Then it goes to penalties. Did I think we was going to win the penalty shootout? Absolutely not. I didn't think we was going to win the shootout. Not in the slightest. Did not think we was going to win the shootout with the Heron goal. No. I for sure thought Sancho was going to miss. Then the fifth one, which was Sabitzer, I thought Sabitzer's going to miss. And then the Vekhorst, that was for sure he was going to miss. All right, that's it. Yeah, Undav, yeah. Is that his name? That's probably how you pronounce it. Yeah, I'm probably butchering it, but we move. I think that 4-game ban did Casemiro the worst. More games coming now. I'm confident he'll be back to form. He'll be fine. I have full faith in it. You know what I'm saying? Form is temporary, class is permanent, and he's a class midfielder. He's top quality. Joe R says Timber would be decent because he can play right back and centre back, but I think Kim Min Jae is a better centre back when he plays there. I can't comment on Timber, so I'm not even sure. We should go all out for Casado this window. Thoughts, Flawless. I'm a fan. If we was gonna go get him, cool. My only problem is the price point. What price are they asking for? I'm a fan. No, like I say, there was 2 South Americans playing out there for Brighton, and I'd take that one over McAllister. Me and Eddie spoke on this, the McAllister situation. Like, I'm not judging him just off that one game. I'm not doing what many people would do in the chat if he balled out. But he's like I stated previously, good player. That's it. People were had that episode we did of ManDem United with me and Eddie. Well, last week Friday, the one before, and people were trying to butcher us over our opinions on McAllister. And I was just saying, where's this hype coming from? No, I didn't see anything special. Every time I've watched him, he pretty much looked like that. A good player. He's not looked anything special. But yeah, I'm a fan of Casado. For me, there's no clear pass. Bruno can't dribble. He'll always make a bad pass. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. Chris says, I don't think Eriksen, Martial, and Rashford were fully fit. Also, Bruno got a knock early. No excuses because we won, but Rashford in particular was visibly unfit. That's on Rashford. That's on the manager as well. Because like you said, that's no excuses, and I agree with you, Chris. If you're on the pitch, if you're on that pitch, if you are in between the white lines, we're going to judge you. And if you play well, you're going to get praised. If you play poorly, you're going to get criticized. That's just the way it is. RJ says, don't want Liverpool to get top 4, man. Whether they get it or not, that's on them. We just got to worry about us. That's it. Rashford looked like the Rashford of last season that got tackled every time he went at his man, but I think he'll be back to his best. Maybe he's not ready. There was a talk of out for a month. Maybe not. RSV says, why is the hair getting a new contract? I hear you. When did his last one when did the previous one, or the current one, I should say, run out before he signed a new deal, or if he signed a new deal? Flawless, I actually didn't watch the whole game yesterday, but I heard the goalkeepers was having a good game before the penalty shootout. Yeah, their goalkeeper was calm, and De Gea did everything he was supposed to in terms of saving and saves and stuff, but he struggled distribution, coming for crosses, more so corners. That's him for you. I think Ten Hag got it right with De Gea and just hoofing the ball forward and not trying to use his feet. It worked yesterday, so I think they should do that for the rest of the season. I'm for it. I have no issue with the ball, but if you're going to kick the ball long, actually have a plan when you kick it long. And it's not so much about winning the first ball, win the seconds and the thirds. I'm all for that. Win the ball in their half. Play the percentages. Play the percentages. Just look at how Brighton play out from the back, then look at us, long ball FC. We don't have the players to play out from the back, especially with the hair and goal. He's a big problem. Big problem. 100%. Hey, you lot continue to bump up the likes, man. We're only at 22 likes, and there's over 40 of you lot in the building. Let's get up to 30 likes. Like, check 1 2 1 2. Let's get up to 30 likes. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's bump that up. What are we doing? Why is that pulled up? There we go. That's better. So why is that down? There we go. I don't know why it was flicked up. I'm just seeing it on the big screen because I got it. And hit the subscribe button as well. We're only looking for 1 new subscriber, man. Get us to 6,335. What are we doing? What are we doing? I think as soon as Fred came on, that gave us more balance in the midfield as he pressed them well in their own half and won the ball. Yeah, it was a slight improvement. It was a slight improvement. That was it though. Slight improvement. It was nothing special. It was nothing spectacular. That's what I'd say. Nothing special whatsoever. I'm not against De Gea getting a new contract with reduced wages and a new goalkeeper to take number 1, not gifted it. Yeah, I'm done with De Gea. Been done with De Gea. Like, is what it is. Credit to him yesterday in terms of what he did from a goalkeeper perspective, like just saving and stuff like that. But you need so much more. Big up to Star-Lord in the cut as well. Kane looks like it might be a 2-way battle between Chelsea and United because Poch odds are being cut for him being next Chelsea manager. Chelsea are not selling Harry Kane. I mean, Spurs are not selling Harry Kane to Chelsea. Not a chance they do business. Not a prayer. Even if Poch goes to Chelsea, that's not happening. As for Kane at Manchester United, I don't want him. What's it called? I don't want him at Manchester United. I'm good. I don't want him at Manchester United. Not that I don't rate him. It's just a profile thing. I don't want an immobile striker up top. Someone who's not athletic. Someone who's not pace and power. We're seeing how the game's going. No, I'm not with it. Flawless, what would be your ideal summer transfer be? Name the players you'd like and be realistic, LOL. All right, goalkeeper-wise, I don't know any goalkeepers, but a new goalkeeper is definitely realistic. Spine of the team, 4, I've said it. New goalkeeper, upgrade on Eriksen in that midfield. So if that was a Casado, if that was a Lavia, cool. New number 10, which is realistic. I've said I would take Maddison, 110%. Whether Leicester get relegated or not, which they've got a couple wins now, so maybe they don't get relegated. But yeah, new number 10, and then a striker, Ivan Toney. So that's what it is. New goalkeeper, new central midfielder, whether that's Lavia or Casado. You let me know, Cartel, if that's realistic. Maddison, Ivan Toney. I still want more, but like an ideal transfer summer because you said name the players. And then on top of that, 2 fullbacks. But to keep it realistic, 4, I just went down the spine of the team because that improves it so much. It really does. Joe says, Lissandro really allowed us to pass out the back. It's all gone downhill since he left. De Gea made those passes every game to Martinez, but he had the football IQ and mobility that Maguire doesn't. Yeah, Martinez is a baller, and he does help with that so much. Absolutely. Flawless, would you swap Harry Kane for like 60 million with both Anthony Martial and Harry Maguire to Spurs? No, I don't want Harry Kane. So that's why. I'm all for definitely getting rid of Harry Maguire. And if Martial is moved on, cool. Emma says, I think De Gea's got like a year left and he's probably getting a new contract on 2 years for the transition with a new keeper. I'm hoping so. So this trending on Twitter. Who do you think is United's best player, worst, most improved, underrated, and best signing this season? Best player, I'd say Martinez. Worst player, Harry Maguire. Most improved, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Underrated, Rafael Varane. Best signing, Martinez. But shouts to Casemiro. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give him honorary shouts in the best player and best signing of the season, definitely, because he's made a massive difference. I like Malacia. I like what Anthony's done as well. We also be signing Eriksen as well. I liked all our signings. I love the window we just had. Even Shaw got a few passes that Maguire would have screwed up. It's not hard to turn away from danger if you have awareness. Yeah, like Shaw's much better on the ball than Maguire is. Plus, he has the left foot balance and he's just better on the ball overall anyway. Star-Lord, congrats on starting a new job next Tuesday. Love that. You know what I'm saying? And that. Love that. Congrats. Cartel says, Lavia is quality. I take Rayo, who's got 1 year left away. 1 year left. We need to move away from the big superstar signings. De Jong would take us to the next level, but he's not gettable. Not sure he's gettable. I like Gonzalo Ramos too. If you take Lavia, yeah, it's definitely quality. I agree. I take Rayo, who's got 1 year left. Yes, I would take Rayo, who's. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sold on Rayo, but I understand this. I should say, I'm all for the big superstar signings if it makes sense. So, like for instance, I'm trying to think who would be classed as a big superstar signing. I'm trying to think. I don't know anyone who's. But say we were to get the central midfielder who's a big superstar signing, maybe De Jong falls under that. So, all right, cool. And as for Gonzalo Ramos, I've not watched him outside of the World Cup, so I can't say. Flawless, did you see the tweet from Madison saying Wan-Bissaka is the best one-on-one defender in the world? I did see that, but I didn't know for 100% sure if that was true. I didn't know. I didn't know if that was true or not. Flawless, Eriksen can't play against teams that press high up the pitch in that double pivot. Eriksen is excellent against low blocks. He's better against low blocks. I think he can play against teams who press high up the pitch because we've seen him do it this season at times. It's just that he played poorly against Brighton. He was poor against Brighton. He was shocking against Brighton. But I've said this. I want to upgrade on him in that position. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Eriksen. But yes, I want to see him. I want an improvement on him in that position. I don't think he's good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go. But can definitely be a very, 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 very good squad player. Joe says, not many agree, but I think Varane over Sancho this season. If I could take one, it would be Leacher for overall game. But I think Varane's job goes unnoticed. He's just always in position and can ball carry. Absolutely. I hear exactly what you're saying there. If someone said Varane over Sancho, I'm not going to argue you down. They've been two of our best players this season. Arguably the two best players this season. And what Varane, because Martinez is just much more noticeable what he does because of the manner in which he does it, flying into tackles. So you see that, you know what I'm saying? Crashing into people, being much more aggressive, even though it's controlled aggression. Varane's just cool, calm, and collected. And when you're cool, calm, and collected, that's just going to get noticed less. That's all that is. But both of them, quality. And yeah, Chris Casemiro was a superstar signing, and look at the impact it's had. Absolutely. Over 40 of you lot in the building. We still ain't even at 30 likes. Girls up to 30 likes. We're 4 short. Subscribe as well. There's over 40 of you lot in the building. I know there's at least one person. Well, actually, we've hit it. So we're looking for 5 more subscribers now. Let me change that. I know there's at least 5 people who have not subscribed to the channel who are currently watching right now as I speak. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. You're clearly enjoying the content. Continue to get your questions in as well. Just keep them Manchester United related. And again, if you super chat, I'll get straight to your comment. Also, people, I get straight to it. But yeah, where was I at in regards to, the Brighton game? That's been us all season, pretty much. Performing poorly, being defensively resilient, and managing to get results. And that's what we did. So to everyone who was, I'm saying, it's a dance on our parade, and Manchester United are going out of 2 competitions in a week, and blah, blah, blah. We made it through. We're through to the FA Cup final. In Manchester United fans, I say this all the time, don't let rival fans put a dampener on this. Is it going to be tough? One, celebrating getting to the final, because that is an achievement. And of course, we want to win it. That's the only thing. We don't do Liverpool things around here. We don't celebrate being runners-up and being second place and being the bridesmaid. We don't celebrate that. We don't celebrate being Robin or Luigi. We don't do that. Playing Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Is it going to be extremely tough? Absolutely, it's going to be tough. Do they have the better manager? Yes. Do they have the better team? Yes. Do they have the better squad? Also, yes. Should City fans be extremely confident going into that game? Yeah. Am I confident going into that game from a Manchester United fan perspective? Yes. Am I extremely confident? No. Would I put money on it? Absolutely not. We're bringing a knife to a gunfight, people. But we have a knife. That's the key. We bringing a knife to a gunfight, people. But like I said, we have a knife. Sometimes it's a machete. Sometimes it's a butcher knife. Sometimes it's a Ginzu blade. Recently, it's been a pen knife and a bread knife. But guess what? We have a knife. So we have a shot because we have a good manager, because we have quality players. And we beat these men before. So we have a manager who can implement, who can give us a game plan, and we have players who can implement that game plan to beat Manchester City. We have, because we beat them already this season. Big pitch, sit in a low block, play three midfielders and hit them on the break. And with Rashford and with Anthony and with Martial and with Garnacho maybe back and with Eriksen and Casemiro hopefully playing better, hopefully Varane's back as well, Garnacho on the bench, Palestri on the bench. Like, we have enough. You know what I'm saying? Bruno, if he's going to play Bruno out wide right, I'm all for that. We have enough to beat these, man. Again, will it be tough? Yes, without doubt. I'm not sat here saying we'll definitely win. I'm saying, do I think we win? Yes. Yes, RJ. Am I confident? Yes. Am I very confident? No. One thing about me is I'm not going to lie to you, lot. I'm not going to lie to you, lot, whatsoever. I'm not. So yeah, don't put it. And it's June 3rd, so we got time to put players back. Andy Tate gave this opinion. He made this statement on Unfiltered Podcast on Saeed's channel yesterday, and he said metatarsal with Martinez. If there's a 70% chance he's fit, 80% chance, well, he's 70% fit or 80% fit, put him on the bench. Put him on the bench. Why not? It's potentially could play. If we have Martinez, Varane, Casemiro, Eriksen, Rashford, Anthony, Martial, Bruno, Wan-Bissaka, we have a chance to beat City. A slim chance, yes, but we have a chance, and it's an FA Cup final. People didn't think we was going to be where we're at. That's why we've overachieved this season. But all of a sudden, people act like they don't know what the word overachieve means. Let me Google it. I actually saved this. I bookmarked this. I've seen people talk about, oh, Manchester United have not overachieved. Yes, we have. By the definition, we've overachieved. Absolutely. I know some people can't grasp the English language, or just not very bright, or just running agendas, which I understand all three, all of them things I just stated. But the definition of overachieving is performing better or achieving more than is expected or standard. So if you had Manchester United 7th in the league table, or you had us 8th, or you had us 6th, or you had us 5th, we are now currently sitting 4th. If you didn't have us winning the trophy this season, if you didn't have us reaching 2 domestic finals this season, then we have overachieved. By the definition, people, let me repeat that. Performing better or achieving more than is expected or standard. So like I said, if you had us finishing 7th or 6th or 5th and didn't have us winning a trophy and didn't have us getting to 2 domestic cup finals, then we have overachieved by the definition of the word. Like I say, we all got Google. You can Google it, people. We all got Google. RJ says, we play Spurs Thursday. We need to dominate them again. I want this W. We'll see. It'll be a tough game. And they'll bounce back. They won't be as bad as they were against Newcastle. Not a prayer. They won't be that bad. We was linked Casado for 5 million before he went to Brighton. Our scouting and negotiation department is a shambles. Surely that needs to change with new owners. Now they want 70 million for Casado. Don't make sense. Yeah, whoever are scouting the system or whoever's making the decisions, that needs to be corrected. That needs to be corrected. I don't remember Edison getting hyped before he joined City, so I think he's the blueprint to look at. Let's notice goalkeepers. We need to make our own goalkeeper. I hate you, Joe. That's why when people say, oh, there's no goalkeepers out there. Yes, there is. We just don't know them. But there is goalkeepers. Because when Liverpool signed Alisson, there was no hype surrounding Alisson. You mentioned Edison. When Brighton signed Sanchez, or when Brentford signed Rayo, or when AC Milan signed Mike Mignon, there was no hype surrounding these players, these goalkeepers. And now look, now people talk about them. Prediction for Spurs versus United. Would it be Spursy if we somehow get 3 points versus y'all when we're not expected to? The atmosphere at the Tottenham Stadium will be toxic, but only towards my club. Yeah, you could win. I'm not going to argue anyone down who has Spurs winning that game, because I don't trust our performances because of the inconsistencies. That's what it is. You think Martinez will be back for the final? He was out for 6 weeks, apparently. Touch and go. But I can see him making an appearance. Joe says we beat Spurs and that's top 4 sealed. I hope you're right. In my opinion, if we score first versus City, then I'm 75% we win the final. I'm with it. Star-Lord. Why am I not going to back my team in the final? We could have all our key players injured and I still sit here and say the same thing. Yeah, we're going to win this. Extra motivation to stop City's treble. Yes. Absolutely. I don't think Casado going Brighton at the time was an issue. I doubt he'd have got game time under Oli and probably would have killed his development. That is true. I remember the days City used to pray to beat us. Look at what the Glazers have done to us. Absolutely. Just a counterpoint to the cartel. If we was linked to Casado, that means the scouts done the job. It was down to the recruitment team that we didn't buy him. Yeah. So it's on the recruitment team and the scouting team go hand in hand. So if one don't work, the other's not working. That goes hand in hand. That's hand in hand. They better pattern that. That's what that is. They better pattern that and sort that out. Like, what's going on? They need to deal with that. How many likes we want? 30 likes in there. All right, you lot, 40 likes. 10 more. Let's get up to 40 likes, please. Let's get up to 40 likes. What are we doing? And we're at 6,336 subscribers. We're looking for 4 more people. Looking for 4 more subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. What is going on? What are we doing? Continue to support the channel. A large up you lot for just continuing to support them in the manner in which you have as well. But let me see, actually. Let me look at our fixtures. Let me pull up our fixtures on here. Now my laptop wants to move slow. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yo, man, I'm just gassed that we're in another. I was for sure we were going to lose that shootout. With the herring goal, I think we had a prayer. I was going to come dressed in all black for this stream. Funeral settings for our season. The season's over if we lose that. So Spurs away, Villa at home on the Sunday, Brighton away the following Thursday, West Ham away the Sunday. Jesus, that's not ideal, man. Wolves at home, Bournemouth away. The Chelsea game is the 25th of May, and then Fulham at home. Yeah, that's we'll finish. And then obviously 3rd of June, the FA Cup final a week later. I might ask him one sec. United Spurs asked me, so did you ask for a prediction? 2-1 Manchester United. That's what I'd say. 2-1 Manchester United against Spurs. If I missed your question, ask it again and I'll get to it. Just making sure I've not missed anything. Chris says we need to play prime volleyball, counter attack, and not be ashamed of it. Get the job done. Worry about playing football next season. That's legit what we have to do. That's what we have to do without doubt. Like, people always want to play pretty. Yo, pretty football don't always win you things. Arsenal are playing pretty football right now. What are they gonna win? Liverpool played great football for years and won one of everything. Like, what are we talking about? Not everything is Manchester City. Like, that's what it is. Pretty football will only get you so far, because pretty football doesn't mean it's effective football. It doesn't mean it's football that yields results. I'm results over performances. Are the performances concerning? Yes, are inconsistencies, but I don't rate these players. And it's no shock that the majority of our better players, all our better players apart from Rashford, are all the new signings. They've been our best players this season. Also, how defensively we've been good, and take out Rashford in terms of from an offensive standpoint, defensively, that's been all our best players. Martinez, Varane, Casemiro, Eriksen, you can throw in the mix because he plays from a defensive position too. Luke Shaw, you want to throw in the mix. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they're all defensive players. All defensive. But we still got way many levels to go. Hey, big up saying Bowen from Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Big up saying from Jamaica every single time. RJ said we will basically have the same season as Liverpool last season if we win the FA Cup. Crazy. And they were called the best Liverpool team ever or something like that. Yeah. And they've had a shocking season. Shocking season. They failed this season. They failed last season. And they're going to fail next season too. Because their owners are shit. Their owners are shit. Their managers cooked. And the majority of their teams cooked too. Long day for them. Champions League, Europa League, or Conference League, or if they get none of the above, whatever. One game a week hype. Cooked. You know what I'm saying in that? Cooked. Need new centre-backs. Need a whole new midfield. And their attack isn't good enough for where they're trying to go. Take out Salah, their attack's not good enough. Gakpo and Nunez and Jota. Ride that attack. I'll be saying the same thing as I say about United now. I'm pushing the majority of this team off a cliff. Theoretically, people, not literally. The scouts found so many cheap players that are now shining elsewhere, but Woodward shut them down as they didn't have a big name. So yeah, like I said, that's back on the recruitment team. Against City in the final, we're forced to counter, otherwise we're getting smashed. Absolutely, that should be the approach. Don't make the same mistake we made against City when we played at their place or when we went away to Anfield. Play 3 midfielders. Bear in mind, if everyone's fit, let's say like Martinez is injured, I'm going De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka right back, left back. I'm going. Do I play a left back? It's between Malacia and Dalot. I gotta play Dalot. Play Dalot at left back. Then I'll play Luke Shaw, Varane as my centre-backs. Then my midfield would be Casemiro, Eriksen, Fred. I'd play Bruno wide right. I'd play Rashford from the left. And then I'd play Martial up top. That would be my team. Full on 4-3-3. That's the team I would go for. That's it. Flawless, I never looked at it that way before. Effective football over pretty football. That's so true. Yeah, man. People always want to be, you know what I'm saying, the prettiest. All right, you be pretty. People acting like we talking picking a wife here. Of course you want your wife, your girlfriend, your other half to be pretty. Of course. We're not picking wives here, people. I'm saying this is results. Oh, I'm ROE. Results over everything. However, poor performances are considered because they will eventually catch up with you and then it affects the results. So it's not one size fits all. It's really not. And our performances definitely need to improve because that Brighton performance was abysmal. The only difference between the Brighton performance and the Sevilla performance, in my opinion, was our defensive resilience. Sevilla weren't going to score. We gifted them goals. The 2 goals at our place, we gifted them. The first goal, we gifted them. The third goal, we gifted them. Out of the 5 goals they scored, 4 of them we gifted them. And then the 1 goal we didn't gift them came off the man's shoulder. But again, that's on us not doing what we're supposed to do. I still stand by everything I said. That Sevilla are a shocking outfit. And people are like, well, they beat us. Just because they beat us doesn't make them not a shocking outfit. Like, what we doing? So because they beat us, they're great. No. What are we doing here? No. We will always want to change it on some nonsense. And that's what it is like. A shout out to Peter, I keep referencing this. Too many people do results-based analysis. Them 2 performances are both abysmal. But because we won one on penalty shootout and we went out of one, the conversation's different. That performance ain't good enough. At all. Shocking. I'm still annoyed about it now. I just can't believe how bad our goal difference is this season. 30 games played and only 7+ in the goal difference column. I think that in itself says where we need to improve next season. Absolutely. We need to improve everywhere. Everywhere. First team, squad, heavy investment, a lot of improvement in my opinion. Ten Hag may think different. He may think different. One thing Ten Hag needs to do is just stop trying to win when it's getting humiliating because it's admirable to want to win, but it just gets embarrassing. Yeah, sometimes you just got to shut up shop. Sir Alex Ferguson, greatest manager of all time, in my opinion, did that at Manchester United, where we'd play a 5 in mid. He played 3 in midfield and play a 5 across with a John O'Shea or a Phil Neville doing a job in central midfield. That's cool. United Spurs of America says, I'll take a 1-0 boring win if it equals trophies. I don't give a... Absolutely. Abysmal, we barely get a 6 out of 10 for midfielders and attackers these days because we rely so much. We rely so much on our better players. Keep saying this. We're a 5-a-side team. Varane, Martinez, Casemiro, Eriksen, Rashford. When those 5 don't play, or those 5 are not playing well, we struggle. And that's what happened. Against Brighton, Casemiro was awful. Eriksen was awful. Rashford was awful. We struggled. Same against Sevilla. Rashford's not there. Martinez and Varane are not there. Same way they weren't there against Brighton. Casemiro, Eriksen, awful. We struggle. We're dependent on them. And that's what I'm putting my hat on in regards to the FA Cup final. Casemiro, Eriksen, Rashford, Varane play well, we have a chance. They don't. We're screwed. Screwed. And that's what it's been all season. Their form has been incredible. And when they don't play well or they're not there, we struggle. Because the rest of our team is not good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go. The majority of it. They're not first. I've already said I would shift on the majority. Like, I'd push most of this team off a cliff. Again, people. Not literally. Theoretically. I've said I'm a big fan of Eriksen. I'd improve on him in the first team. Look who was missing. So you got 2 players out there that I actually think are good enough to play first team for Manchester United against Brighton. Yeah. If you describe Sevilla as a shocking outfit, what would you describe Brighton as? Brighton are a good team. I think Brighton are a good team. Brighton are miles better than Sevilla. Miles better. If they played Sevilla over 2 legs, they will cook Sevilla. 100%. I said this before and I say this again. There isn't a player I take from Sevilla. I did not watch them over them 2 legs of 180 minutes and go, what a team. Oh, who's this? What a player he is. Nah. They're not a good outfit. I wouldn't take one of their players. I stand by everything I said. If we were to play them in 2 legs this week, having just lost to them 5-2, I'd still sit here and say, yeah, we're going to beat these men. Still, don't rate them. Just because you beat my team don't mean I rate you. It's not like if they would have carved us apart and played beautiful football, or even beautiful football, just carved us apart, and then a better side, I hold my hands up and say, you know what, I was wrong. Credit to Sevilla. Quality bopped us off the park. They didn't. And I've watched teams this season bop us off the park. Brighton, even without creating much, bopped us off the park. I watched Newcastle bop us off the park and win. I watched Fulham in the FA Cup quarterfinal that we won. Bop us off the park. I know it's off topic, Flawless, but your City Arsenal prediction, City gonna win. Would you play Varane in the final if Varane was just back? Depends how fit he is. If he's 80% fit, yes. Because I'm trusting him over Lindelof. Yes. I'm running that risk. Because then if he needs surgery or something like that, he's got the whole summer to recover. So yeah, I'm running that. Are you starting to worry Casemiro's being a marked man by refs? Yesterday, one foul and booked straight away, but the ref let so many Brighton tackles go unpunished. I think the referee was just bad. But no, I don't think Casemiro's being targeted. I think it's just poor form and people are looking too much into it. Just poor form. Even though he was decent against, he was good against Forest. That's all. He was just shocking yesterday and he was shocking against Sevilla. But I have full faith in Casemiro, no doubt. Joe says it's so frustrating. If we had our defense, I think Sevilla scored 0 over 2 games, is what it is. It is what it is. Like, if buts and maybes, where to Saeed, innit? If Manan had wheels, should be a taxi or whatever. Like, that's just what it is. It's just unfortunate. I actually agree with you. Yes, if we have our first team. But so be it. I'm saying, like, it's just tough. Well, at least we didn't concede to Southampton, even with 10 men, like certain other teams. Hey, Emma, you said it. Joe says, I think the yellow card played on his mind yesterday. Of course, it's going to alter your game when you're on a booking. Of course, because you're not trying to get sent off. So, of course, you're going to be, like, slightly different. That makes sense. Hey, you lot are at 37 likes. Let's bump this up to 40 likes. What are we doing? Bump this up to 40 likes. Go on, you lot. Continue to subscribe as well. We're still 4 short of 6,340. We're still 4 short. Let's hit the subscribe button, please. Don't forget as well, doing the most, which is the Premier League show. That'll be live 11:30 p.m. here on the YouTube channel. And then 3 a.m. live on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch people. Lakers Grizzlies. LA Lakers versus the Memphis Grizzlies. 3 a.m. Game 4 of the NBA playoffs, first round. Yeah, he was bad before the yellow. He just off it. I've never seen him get caught on the ball so much. Never seen him give the ball away so much. It was just a bad game. I could say Eriksson was bad. And, you know, the Lord and Savior, like some people like to make out, Bruno Fernandes, he was bad too. He was bad too. Awful. And the reason why I'm pinpointing him, because I got criticized before, you know what I'm saying, it's a Sevilla game, talking about he won't be missed and how we played better. Then we lost. And then the conversation was, see, United missed Bruno. We played better with Bruno. What was that? What was that? Because if he had played well in 10 out of 10 and we win that game 2-3-4, 5-0, people are in the comments talking about, oh, you're going to give Bruno his credit. But when Bruno plays poorly, you man don't say nothing. I'm talking in particular to the Bruno stats. You know who you lot know who you are. Probably not even here watching because he played poorly and you knew this was going to be a conversation. As soon as that man plays well, certain people want to pull up in the comments. When he plays bad, crickets, tumbleweeds. What happened to the we play better with him? What was that? He was awful yesterday. Was he the only one? No, but he's a part of it. So I want to hear this, oh, we play better with him. Like he's not been a part of the majority of our terrible defeats this season. Take out Sevilla, the second leg. Take out the Aston Villa game away. He's played in every other game. Like the Brighton game. But people are going to sweep that under the rug. And if he plays well against Spurs, which he well could, be all hell Bruno. Again, inconsistencies, people. To go and compete and win the biggest trophies, you need to be consistent. Consistency. That's what we love so much about Martinez. He is consistently good. That's what we love so much about Varane. Consistently good. Casemiro, up until recently, consistently good. Same with Eriksson, up until recently, these past couple games, consistently good. I need bare minimum 7 out of 10, 9 games out of 10. None of this 9 out of 10 one week, 4 out of 10 the next week, then 9 and then 8 out of 10 the week after, then another 8, then a 5, then a 3. That don't win you no major trophies. When you look at the teams who are competing for the best trophies and win the best trophies, their players are consistently good. When you see Manchester City, when they've won Premier Leagues, the majority of their team and their first 11 is consistently good. Same with Liverpool when they've been successful. Same with Chelsea when they've been successful. And same with our team, Manchester United, when we've been successful. For those that are old enough to have seen it. Look at them Sir Alex Ferguson teams. Pick out any one. Consistently good, the majority of our players. This whole up and down thing is not the way forward. Because when you're up and down, you know what you end up? You end up happening. Going without winning a trophy for 6 years. I'm saying the biggest trophies you compete for are Europa Leagues and FA Cups and League Cups. And this is why the majority of these players got to go. Be consistently good. Someone asked me in a previous stream, it was on this channel, and said, outside of inconsistency, what's Bruno's biggest issue? And that sums it up right there. That's his biggest issue. It's consistency. As I've seen him play well. I've been like, he's played well. But then I've seen him play poorly. Same with Lindelof. Prime example, another player. Excellent yesterday. If he played like that all the time, I'd have no complaints. But guess what? He don't play like that all the time because he's just not good enough. Simple as that. Simple as that. Again, just my opinion. But here's what it is. How many likes are we on? What are we doing? 40 likes. Big up you lot. Big up you lot. We're at 40 likes. Let's bump that up. Let's get up to 50 likes, people. Continue to subscribe as well, please. From the players that played yesterday, which player concerns you the most? It's a good question. No one in particular, because I'm expecting our better players to bounce back. I'm expecting Casemiro's form to improve, Eriksen's form to improve, Rashford's form to improve. So I'm looking at those three and going, yeah, Martial I throw in the mix. Anthony's been good as of late. So I'm expecting our better players, their form to kick on. And now it is 1 game a week till the end of the season. We have the FA Cup final to look forward to. We can get a second trophy. When's the last time we done a double? Was, 6 years ago. You can also stop City's treble. It's also a Manchester derby. Like, there's so many added incentives. So that's what I would say. Like, that's it. Like, so yeah, not really concerned. Because like I've said before, I don't rate the majority of these players. So I can't not rate a player and then be like, yo, I think he's going to turn it around, or that's a major concern. No, he's just him. Starlord says, Bruno, Portuguese, Magnifico. I agree, he was poor yesterday. Yeah, and that's Bruno for you. Because he'll go play well against Spurs. And then people in the chat be like, see, look, he played well. No, we're just forgetting about what happened against, what happened against Brighton. We're just going to brush that under the rug, yeah? Like, do you want to win or do you not want to win? I'm about winning. I'm a Manchester United FC stan. That's why I'll sit here on this microphone and criticize my favorite players, without doubt. Do you think that pen might kick him into gear, or am I being too hopeful speaking on Sancho? I hope you're all right, Chris. No, I don't think it's kind of, I've spoken on Sancho many a times and I like Sancho and I'm a fan, but don't do enough. He just don't do enough. Like, pace and power. What's his best position? And 2, like I've stated many times before, if you lack P&P, if you don't have pace and power, because Sancho's quick, but he's not electric, he's not direct, he's not explosive with his pace. So when you don't have those things, your other attributes have to be exceptional, especially within the Premier League as well. When you look at all of the top attacking players, they all have that. Obviously, they have much more as well because they're quality players. It's not just pace and power, but that is essential. It's no longer a luxury to have that within your game. It's now a necessity. And if you don't have that, them other attributes have to be outstanding. And that's it. Where's his best position? Anthony going to play on the right. Rashford going to play on the left. We're going to sign a striker. That leaves just the number 10. Bruno's going to play. I want us to buy another number 10 anyway. Where does he get in? And I think he'd be successful anywhere else. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it kicking him into gear. Like, it's just, it sucks. I think he's talented, but talent's not enough. See all the time. João Felix at Chelsea, I keep using him as an example because he's a prime example of what I'm talking about. He sums it up even further. Because when United were linked with him in January, even though I was like, yes, he's a good player, and that would be a good signing to make, I have my reservations because of his lack of pace and power. And I watch him at Chelsea, and it's the same thing. What's he? 2 goals in 15 games, more red cards than assists. And he's a super talented player. But it's the lack of pace and power. Jack says, do you think Ten Hag got lucky with his subs yesterday? No. I don't think the subs did too much to influence the game. We'll be slightly better after the subs. What subs really made an impact? Fred, a little bit. Sabitzer, nah. Vegas, no. Sancho, no. What did the subs really do? Brought on Malacia as well. So I can't say, unless Jack, you think the subs made a major impact. But no, I don't think he got lucky with his subs. I don't think the subs were majorly impactful on the game. I'm saying we were poor before the subs, a little less poor after the subs. Oh, Stellini's been sacked. News, Stellini sacked. Ryan Mason will be in charge time versus Manchester United. Oh, they probably got a manager bounce now. Diallo plays very good in the 10 role. Yeah, you got Diallo who can play in the 10. He can also play wide right as well. And I like his profile. I do like his profile. It'd be interesting to see if he is integrated into the squad next summer. Because I like that. Then you've got Anthony and Diallo right-hand side. You've got Rashford, Garnacho, Sancho on the left-hand side. Bruno, hopefully another number 10 as well. Go and sign 2 or 3 strikers. Sign the 3 midfielders to have alongside Casemiro and Eriksen. Sign another centre-back. And then you have Martinez, Varane, new centre-back, Shaw. That's a good 4. Lindelof 5 if you really want to keep him. Same way Fred 6 as a midfield option. Go sign a new right back, go sign a new left back. Then you got Malacia, new left back, Wan-Bissaka, new right back, new goalkeeper. That's a lot, but that's the ideal summer for me. If we get new owners, is it much more possible? Yeah. No, I mean the subs could have cost us. So you think we were lucky not to concede after those subs? No, not in the slightest. Because I don't think the subs were any worse or made us any worse. If anything, we stayed the same. We were poor before the subs. We were poor after the subs. I did not see a significant decline, and I did not see a significant improvement. It's me, like I legit didn't. So no, I can't say Fred was much worse than Eriksen. I can't say Vegas was much worse than Martial, and Sabitzer was much worse than Bruno, or Malacia was much worse than Wan-Bissaka. And Malacia was on late. I thought Wan-Bissaka actually was good yesterday. Not very good, but he was good yesterday. So, I don't think the subs could have cost us. No. If anyone was going to cost us, it's the team. I don't think there's anything more Ten Hag could have done. I'm watching the game. I'm like, what can the manager do? What can he do? What changes does he make? Like if Garnacho was on the bench, he'd probably get some. And Garnacho on that big pitch definitely can play a factor because he's just direct, quick, explosive, and a willing runner. So like the likes of Bruno, Casemiro, Eriksen hitting the balls over the top, definitely. Like without doubt. And we've seen Eriksen, even though he played poor, he whipped a pass in on the left-hand side to Martial that was just exquisite. I was like, whoo, ridiculous. Would you take Kane for 60 million? No, I don't want Harry Kane at my club. No, I wouldn't take. I've even changed on that. I've changed my opinion on that. I kept saying I'd take Kane at the right price. I don't want Harry Kane. I'm good. Emma says, if Sunderland don't come up this season, we should definitely send another academy kid on loan to them. They've really accepted Ahmad, and he seems to like it there. If I remember correctly, yeah, Danny Welbeck went on loan there, I believe so. So, I hear you. Flawless. What do you want our starting 11 to look like in the FA Cup final and next season? I said it before, Corinthian, but I'll say it again. De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka right back, Dalot left back, Varane, Shaw as centre backs. Obviously, if Martinez is fit, Martinez over Shaw. Midfield 3 of Casemiro, Fred, Eriksen. I play those 3 in midfield. Wide right, Bruno Fernandes. Left, Rashford. Anthony Martial up front. That would be my team. Very similar to the team that beat them at home, actually. Like very, very similar to the team that beat them at home. And then that gives you Anthony off the bench. Garnacho, if he's fit, off the bench. Sabitzer off the bench. So that's free. And then obviously defensively, if Martinez is on the team, then you've got Shaw off the bench as well. So it's crazy how most of our season we've played without a proper number 9 and we are where we are. So goddamn literally. Yo, they've been working miracles because this team is not good. People say, oh, well, you spent 200 million. Yes, the team needed much more than 200 million investment. 200 million doesn't fix having the worst ever team. It doesn't. We had our worst ever team. Ever, from a stats standpoint, the worst ever Manchester United team in the Premier League era needs much more than 200 million. It needs more than 400 million to me. It needs to invest heavily and sell a lot of these players. That's what we need to do. Get your final few questions in before I close out, people. Continue to bump up the likes. Continue to hit the subscribe button as well. Make sure if you're watching this back after the live, hit the like button, subscribe. And to anyone who likes to be talking crud or giving opinions after the live in the comment section, jump in the live. Why are you lot always running? You know what I'm saying? And that people got so much to say to me. I want to debate me after the live. Let's debate live and in person. Let's not do the comments thing. No, let's go back and forth live. I enjoy it. Don't be shook. So many people want to do that pop up. Don't pop up in no lives. Don't see him anywhere. But quick to pop up after the live stream. Nah. Pop up, man. You don't want to smoke. Jokers. Garnacho will be fit, but he's been called up for. He has been called up for the Under-20 World Cup in May. Hope he tells Argentina, sorry, he can't go. But hopefully he is fit because he could be very, very important. I think our team needs one more ball carrier, even if De Jong joins us. Nah, I think we'll have enough because I've said I want to upgrade on Eriksen, and then you have Eriksen, then Casemiro, back up to Casemiro, who I suppose could be a good ball carrier as well. So yeah, you could, yeah, I suppose so. And then I would sign Sabitzer. And then that would be my 5 midfielders. You really want to keep Fred and have him a 6th choice. Cool. Then you got Fred as number 6. But that's in an ideal world. So, I hear you, Corinthian. RJ says, I don't think McAllister is good flawless. He didn't look good yesterday to me. Yes, it's one game, but it's an FA Cup semi-final. Big stage. Caicedo stood out the most. Now, I think he's a good player. He was poor. He didn't look good yesterday. Yeah. And yeah, it's one game, I agree. But it is an FA Cup semi-final, big stage. And if he performed like that for Manchester United, we would criticize. Like I said, very similar to the Bruno stance if he plays well. Everyone who was here hyping up McAllister, he puts in a performance like that, crickets. And I'm not going to judge him off one game and say, oh, he's crap, he's rubbish. I just don't understand the hype. That's all I was getting at. I don't understand. And when I watch him the few times I have, he's looked like that. Good player, nothing special. It's not yet get him to my club now. I don't look at him and watch him for that. Especially when they're talking, 60, 70 M's? Is that the reports? The way the chat was talking about him is 80, 90, 100 M's. And he's Zidane reincarnated. Well, I digress, people. Let's see how you lot saying. I think that's pretty much it. I think we've covered everything. I've spoken on the FA Cup semi-final, spoken on potential final. Obviously, I've spoken previously on going out to Sevilla as well. Spurs away, Stellini being sacked. Hopefully, they don't get a new manager bounce. But that now changes the complexion of that game. That does change the complexion of that game. He did shine in the World Cup, which is a bigger stage, but I've never seen him as a United player. I don't think he shone in the World Cup. I just think I thought he was good, Chris. But I didn't look at him in the World Cup and go get him. That's just me. I didn't watch Argentina and go, yo, get McAllister to my club. That's just me, though. Do you think we should sign Mike Mignon from AC Milan if we have the money? I've not watched enough of him to say. I've not actually watched him, so I don't know. Jack says new manager bounce against Spurs. It could happen. That's why we need to go there. That's going to be a tough game because they're going to respond. They just went 5 goals down with inside 21 minutes. They are definitely 110% going to respond. Without doubt. They are. They're going to respond. See what you're saying. 44 likes, man. Girls up to 50 likes, people. Girls up to 50 likes. And on top of that, continue to hit the subscribe. We're free short of the subscriber mark. Free short. 6,340. Continue to get your questions in as well, people. Continue to get your questions in. Yes, like Starlord said, like the stream. Yes, hit the like button. And I think I've discussed everything. That's pretty much it. And that clear out as well. I've heard no more. Actually, let me ask you a question. Any more news on the ownership? Because I heard Sheikh Jassim was there yesterday at Wembley. Were any more news? Let me know. Because I've heard nothing. It's all gone quiet. But I heard he was there. Yeah, that sucks. Really does suck. And what else I got coming up today? Obviously, Battle of the North on Matisse's channel. That's going to be good fun, as always. Battle of the North. So I'll be over there at 7 p.m. And then, like I said, 11:30 p.m. back here for Doing the Most, which is the Premier League show. And then 3 a.m. as well. I'll be back 3 a.m. on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch for the Lakers versus the Grizzlies NBA playoff watch along as well. Chris says, I've watched a lot of Brighton this year. I'd be wary buying anyone from them. They are collectively strong individuals. I'm not too sure of. No, I hear you. Jack says, people saying deadline stuff, but I think that's BS. Ain't no deadline on these sales. We'll soon find out. But all right, people, we are going to close out. Love to all of you lot who continue to support. Much, much, much appreciated. Don't forget, this show and all the other shows on the channel, apart from watch-alongs, are available on audio-only platforms. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and it will pop up. Big up to everyone who's listening right now to this. Much appreciated. As always, the links for everything is underneath in the description. So the Sarcasm City TV socials, the SoundCloud, the Spotify, the iTunes, Carefree Lewis's channel as well, all underneath in the description. Big up to Chris as well, much appreciated. Big up to Jack, says big up Flawless, always keeping it real. RJ says peace as well. Don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Because going forward, people, when it comes to the membership, if you are not a member, you will not be able to comment on the live Manchester United watch-alongs on the channel. That's me giving back to the members. I'm legit going to change that right now and add that. So yes, you'll only be able to comment on the watch-alongs if you are a member of the channel. Like I say, you got Sarcasm Citizen, Sarcasm City General, Sarcasm Citizen, Sarcasm City Soldier, Sarcasm City General. Three great levels, should I say. Many great perks. I'm one surefire way to get onto the channel. I'm going to start reaching out to members as well, because I'm going to do a members Q&A across this week as well. But love and much appreciation to all of you lot. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.